Good morning, everybody.
Morning.
Thank everybody for coming. I've been getting ready for this October the 8th ever since May 28th, when we seem to have a pretty good time walking through the woods here, so let's do it again. And if you were not here on May 28th, I've got several handouts there in my backpack. Basically, it's a summation of the species of trees, birds that you may see here in FMNR. And if you want those copies, just see me when we finish, and I've got copies in my bag, okay? If you were not here or if you've lost yours, you're welcome to get another one, long as the supply lasts. Some of you know me better than others. My name is Mark, and you're welcome to call me Mark. I've been called various things through the years. I used to be a coach in a senior high school for 20 years, and I taught the natural sciences for 30 years up at Rome State Community College in Crossville. And I also taught biology and zoology and all the ologies for many years at Cumberland County High School. And my undergraduate degree was wildlife management many years ago, and I was raised in places like this over in Middle Tennessee, so I've always had an appreciation for the outdoors, and obviously you do too. And hopefully we can share some thoughts this morning that can inspire both of us maybe. Pretty good backdrop there, isn't it, to talk about things like that we're about to talk about. You're welcome to ask questions at any time, of course. That's what this is all about. I thought I'd kind of get it going by, I ran a few things here for, as you may have seen on our HOA website, the general points of discussion today. The first one deals with trees. Things like why do the leaves, why are we seeing what we see? Why do certain leaves change certain colors on certain species of trees, that kind of thing. So we get into the physiology of a tree. And then I've got a folder here on the myths of nature that I know Mike would like to discuss. A few of his own, I'm sure, but maybe it'll stimulate a train of thought that we get into something controversial, who knows. And then one that just totally came off the top of my head, totally, is the clarification of the black snake. A clarification of the black snake, and I told Bill this morning, if really luck was on our side, maybe one will cross the road and capture the thing. We'll see. We'll see. Now what this means is, I've got a handout for you. I've got a handout for you, and you can encounter, what it says is, people say, oh, what did you see? Well, I saw in my mulch pile in my flower bed, I saw a black snake. Well, black is an adjective, but how accurate is it to depict what kind of snake you saw? Not very good, because we got 4 black snakes right here in FMNR. So that's what this handout's all about, okay? It clarifies which one is which. None of them are dangerous, none of them are poisonous. And when, but 2 of them are pretty good at bluffing, people like you and me. You know, their very life depends on it, they think, so I try to look at it from a snake's viewpoint, right? You know, most wild creatures, when cornered, are going to do something defensive, so don't let that surprise you. But anyway, that's what that handout's about, okay? And 2, Ricky Hartman, and in our brief discussion, we thought it'd be good to at least walk a little bit where you can see some of our
Ricky is not responsible for any part of your...
Well, he had the signs made. These Arboretum, I wanted to call this the FMNR Arboretum. And for those of you who hadn't seen these, there's about 40 tree tags on various trees here and in Mother's Park. Now the question may come up quickly, well, why did you put them in 2 different places? Well, the answer is quite simple. I couldn't find all the species in one locale. So that's why I had to divide it up a little bit. In other words, over there, there's sweet gums everywhere. There's not any down this trail here that I could see. There's a lot of hemlock over there, and they're scattered here, if at all, that kind of thing. So if you're in Mother's Park going up toward the bridges, toward the north end of the park, you see several through there. And then there's 12 or 15 of the tags in this park here too. Okay. Let's see what we got here. Okay, everybody got 2 sheets? Now this may be more than you want to know. But you obviously enjoy the nature thing or you wouldn't be here. So that may stimulate a question or it may not. And we'll walk down the trail here. You can see some of the tags on the trees, and basically going to why the color changed first. If you just look behind you there, probably when all's said and done here in another few days, this hickory right here, there's 3 hickories in here. There's the mocker nut, the bitter nut, and the pig nut hickory. I put a tag on the mocker nut, I know, and maybe the pig nut as well. You need to get your ID book. They're all genus Carya, C-A-R-Y-A. All hickories are in that group. But they're all going to turn a brilliant golden color. That one right there, this is one right here. I see its bark. I can't hardly see the top of it. That's one right there too. But they're the ones that are beginning to really show coming up as you get up on top of the plateau. But the reason they're going to turn golden is because their chlorophyll, which is the green pigment in all those leaves, is dying. Just dying. And that gives rise to the other pigments, the rhodophyll, which is red like in that sumac behind you. Sumac, there's 3 species of it here too. There's one tag right out here on the smooth sumac. There's a staghorn sumac and a poison sumac. And no, it's not poison to you, but it is wildlife, and it's got a fruit kind of like you see on the top of that one. But it all turns that deep burgundy to red. So that means the chlorophyll's died, and the rhodophylls now can show forth because the green pigment has died. The red pigment now is going to show for a few days, and then it'll all fall off. Okay, tree questions. Anybody? Oh yeah, that's their fruit. Red berries, in years squirrels can't find nuts, acorns, they love those dogwood berries. So that's normal. All the dogwoods do that? All dogwoods do, yeah. Yeah, and the leaves are going to turn this burgundy color, that's typical, but they're really sensitive. And a lot of mine did too, they just crinkled up and died. Tom, there's everything in our woods here in FM&R. The mountain laurel isn't going to lose any leaves. You know, they've got that waxy, heavy cuticle leaf. It's an evergreen. But the rest of them are, in the grand scheme of classifying trees, these are under gymnosperms, the cone-bearing species. This is one of them. This is a Virginia pine right here. All the rest of them are called angiosperms, the flowering plants of which all trees, deciduous trees, fall into that major category. This one will pretty much stay like it all winter. It'll pretty much stay like, and then you've got, there's a couple of yellow pines, I think, right down there, and then of course your hemlocks fall in that category. And let's see, what else we got? Yeah, the American holly. It's got the little spines on the leaf, the real thick, heavy cuticle leaf. It's pretty much like the mountain laurel. It's one of the understory species here, meaning it don't reach the canopy. In most places, if it's under the canopy, it won't get over 10, 12 feet tall. If it's out in the field, it might get, where it gets more sun, it might get more than that. Anything else?
Do we have any aspens up here? Do aspens grow here?
What a great question.
What was the question?
Yeah, Pat, Denny's already given me an apple, Denny Pilt's wanting a better grade, but that's I'll tell you where there's, let me tell you where there's 3.
Okay.
This is a big thrill to find all 3 of these. There's one on lot 508 over in Stone Creek Phase 5. No house on it, on the left of the road. There's one, Greenfield's Gate 1, to your right. We saw it on May 28th. It's right beside the fence. And then there's another one when you come in the development before you get to the security house. Just right there where the fence starts, right on your left, just inside the fence. And if you're not sure, just listen. If it's still got leaves, you'll hear them.
Yeah, right, yeah.
Yeah, just listen. You hear them. That's the only three I've ever seen up here.
Aspens.
Those are big tooth aspens, A-S-P-E-N. Same genus as the Colorado, Wyoming aspens. Different species, but same genus.
Do the blue spruce or any of those types grow up here?
Blue and Norway are both, neither are native to this area. Now, I've got them in my yard, but yeah, that's all yard work. The nearest one of those to us is in the Great Smoky Mountain National Park.
Is there any similar species that is native to this area?
We don't have any firs, F-I-R, and we don't have any spruces.
But they will grow here.
Yeah. Yeah. You know, in the Smokies, they're really struggling because of the acid rain. And what their brochures don't tell you is the Smoky Mountain National Park is a beautiful place, but it's also the most polluted national park in the world. See, acid rain forms when sulfuric acid forms in the clouds because of the automobile emissions combining with the H2O to create the H2SO4, the sulfuric acid. Now, yes, as far as we're concerned, it's pretty dilute, but the tree don't see it that way. Most trees, the leaves at least, just can't take that.
Well, in Smoky Mountain National Forest, don't they have an issue also with some kind of China beetle or something?
Yeah, they do. I don't know a lot about that, but they do.
Not a problem in our area?
No, I've heard the hemlock problem in parts of East Tennessee. That's not here yet, as far as I know. So we've been pretty fortunate so far. Most of these trees I see in here are quite healthy.
Are there different species of hemlock or just the...
The only one we've got is genus Tsuga, T-S-U-G-A, the T silent. Tsuga canadensis is its scientific name. It's in a group all by itself. So no, there's not. There's only one. It's called the Eastern hemlock.
How about the locust?
The locust?
Yeah.
Jim, there's two in this area. There's a black locust and a honey locust. Yeah. There's a tag on this tree right over here. I think this is genus Robinia. I'll have to look. That one right there is a black locust. Now they've got the thorns.
Right.
Yeah.
And don't they have the blight too?
Jim, I don't know. I don't know. I'm not.
Well, some of ours we got a bunch of sprouts about that size or smaller, and they get to a certain point, then they just die.
Yeah, that's the way they are. And I'll tell you, if you clear a field up here a lot, you're going to see the sassafras
Oh yeah.
and the locust just.
Yeah.
But then 10 years later, they're both gone.
Yeah.
You know, you don't see a lot of mature sassafras trees either. But this locust here, the old timers, it's known for its hardness of its wood. You know, the wood's just like a rock.
Yeah.
Old timers used to make fence posts out of it. And so there's a few of them right here. They're just here and there up here, the black locust. And then there's a honey locust. It's much more common down in the valley. Looks a lot like that. Anything else? We're going to walk through the down the trail, and if you see anything that stimulates a question, just feel free to ask. And just notice some of the tags as we walk along. Steve Anders couldn't be here today. He sent me an email saying he had to take a trip today, but he already told me. He said, when you put these tags on them, put them on trees where we can see the leaves. I can't see the leaves; they're too tall. Not much to complain about, but something, right? So that might be a good point. So I'll try to do that as we go forward with that kind of thing.